And don't play that song when I enter like a college
do they
fest
still
or
do
something.
That?
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Dunga, 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 dunga,
imagine?
dunga. That's, I think, his 156th film.
156th film of Chiranjeevi.
Yeah.
Wow. What is it? Special effects, let's call it that.
Yeah. So this Telugu film was all green screen, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, today you're in this world, or tomorrow, you're in this world. But it doesn't really matter because it's just green everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's like an army is coming and you're like, yeah.
Sagar?
Yeah.
There's an Udupi restaurant near my house. They do planes? Ek masala dosa and one aeroplane license. Where's Sagar?
Sagar's in next to Bhopal.
Oh, okay. It's a proper place. So I apologize to Sagarites.
No, man. None of my friends have a plane.
What?
I mean, nobody has a plane in Bombay.
You don't have one friend with a plane?
It's a bit sad, right?
Bro, that's
Go
damn
change my
sad.
friends now.
My good friend Kunal Kapoor. Calling him good friend, we haven't met in years. But we go back a long way.
Fuck, about
First
25.
25. No, first was
25 years.
First was the MTV Hunt thing?
No, was the
that
ad in
that
Australia.
Ad. Yeah. Can I tell them that story?
Yeah, of course you can.
That's a beautiful story.
It is a beautiful story.
Of two men. I was young then. So we were in Sydney. We were shooting something. I can't remember the product also.
It was some dandruff product because I remember them loading
Fireman
my
outfit.
shoulder with like
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like lots of powder.
We'll cut to the chase. 2 nights only at Sydney. And 2 Indian guys decided to go and check out the place from the hotel. And you remember?
And you got, and he wasn't allowed into the club.
No.
You were not allowed in the club because you
Kunal.
looked too young.
We entered the first bar, there were only men.
That was
The
because
second bar, there were only men. I think Orchard Street, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we had no idea this was like the gay capital
Correct.
of the fucking Western world.
Correct.
And we two horny young men thinking, Australian girls. I'm like, oh, fucking girls. It's like all the girls. It was like unbelievable.
But you got stopped outside the club. You don't remember that? You should be flattered.
And I'm older than you.
Yeah. And
That's
they were like,
beautiful.
where's your ID?
Yeah. So
And Laila was with us.
So I dropped my pants. They said no.
Laila was with us, yeah.
The,
There's 3 of us.
VJ.
Yeah.
Where is she? What
I
happened
have
to her?
no idea.
Very pretty girl. Check her out. Laila Ruas.
Correct.
Yeah. Oops. I remember, man. I'm not that bad.
Well done.
Yeah. So that was the first time. And then you came on the VJ hunt.
Yeah. Which was because of you.
Yeah. No, I was the mentor.
No, you were not the mentor. You called, I don't remember the name of the...
Producer.
Who was the producer? Who was the
Natasha.
head? Natasha.
Correct.
So,
Oh, yeah, I recommended you. That's right.
So
of
after
course,
the
of
ad,
course.
you called her and
Yeah,
you said that you should check this guy out and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. He was actually very good. The only thing is on the performance day, something went wrong. Or you
No, he had to be funny, which is not my...
Was that it? I can't remember. But I think I got the blame because I had recommended you. And so I was feeling a little bad that you didn't make it there. But they only could place 2 people or something, whatever.
Correct,
So it's no
correct.
biggie. But then you became the most famous out of that whole group. So it's fine, right?
Yeah, and it was a good thing because right after that,
Yeah.
I started working with Rakesh Mehra as an assistant director.
Correct.
Which obviously led to Rang De Basanti and then so yeah, it was a good thing I got rejected actually.
You don't get rejected. It's
Not
subjective
rejected,
thing,
but
bro.
whatever.
Don't
You're
make
being
me feel
very
bad.
like...
There are 5 people who decide. There are about 12 contestants, and they chose 2 to be VJs, and it's all subjective
Correct.
or whatever.
Correct.
And he was up against one of the greatest talents in India, a man who was dressed as a doodwala with a bag and trying to milk a cow, which was
Cyrus
Cyrus Saukar, which was a cardboard cutout, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
It was so ridiculous. How could you not hire that joker? Because there's no job in the world that was ready for this guy. We had to do it out of charity.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
So me and Sao did this show together, by the way.
Yeah.
which
Oh,
was
yeah,
great
you
fun.
did. Because we
We
got
went on
called
this,
up saying, because they mistake me and Kunal, my Kunal, for the same.
Yeah, I get mistaken
Two
as...
common names, just Cyrus and Kunal. Like
But
50.
Kunal Kapoor is a community. It's not a name anymore.
That's true. It's
It's like if I stood like for elections or something, I'd win.
Yeah, there's so many of you.
A quota of Kunal Kapoors. Huh?
Kunal Kapoors and Kunals. There's
But
so many.
Kapoors, like it's
Yeah.
like there's a
3.
chef.
I can think of 3.
There's a chef.
Colonel
There's a,
Roy Kapoor, Kunal Kapoor, the Shashi's son. You, who's the 4th?
then there's a Kunal Kapoor who's an
Yes.
actor for television.
Yes.
There's a Kunal Kapoor who's a finance guy.
My God.
There's so many of them. Yeah, there's just a lot of them.
This is
In fact, there was one instance where many years ago, about 15 years ago, I was hospitalized for something. I was in the room and my wife went down to pay for it, right? And they said they gave the wrong. So I was in 348 or something, and they said, "You mean 349?"
There were 2 Kunal Kapoors.
in this like next to each other, and we were admitted the same day and we got discharged the
Just
same
like a
day.
Manmohan Desai moment.
Yeah, it was fully.
What the hell is going on? Kunal Kapoor, switch.
It was like 3
did you
4
go,
8.
Did you go home with the right wife? Can you imagine? You look taller.
As long as she went home with the right husband.
That's the thing about having common names or names that are popular, no? I mean, there's no way out of it.
But I want to change my name at some
Why?
point. Yeah, man. I'm
You're
just.
you're a famous Kunal Kapoor. How many are?
No, but I want to like.
Kunal Roy Kapoor. Chalo, two of you.
No, something else. I want to make it into something like how Prince went from a name to a symbol.
Artist formerly known as.
as Prince.
Oh my God.
I remember when I was starting off, I was doing Minakshi, which was with Then Saab, who was the director of the film, obviously. He suggested that I change my name to K.K, which may have been a good idea in hindsight.
Really infantile, Baba.
K.K.
K.K.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's gotta have
Maybe in the
style
porn
to it.
industry it would work. You know, it's a K.K. He's the most. I don't know.
Dotted.
Yeah.
Not
It's okay.
striped.
So you're Kunal Kapoor.
Yeah.
Shashi's son is slightly, out of the limelight, so you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Kunal Roy Kapoor insists on Roy for some reason, even though they're Rai and not Roy, which is another story altogether.
Then there's Kunal Karan Kapoor,
Kunal Karan
who's
Kapoor.
who's the other actor.
Yeah.
Then there's the chef Kunal Kapoor.
No, so the chef Kunal should not really clash with you.
No, he's incredibly famous. No,
No,
so
but
I
why
keep
would he
getting
clash
tagged.
with you? Because it's two different industries, no?
But I keep getting
I mean,
tagged.
you
on
hire
Twitter.
him to cook food. I mean, he doesn't hire you to do a show. I mean, not yet. If he does really well, can you imagine? And now K.K in concert. All right,
Right.
so let's quickly go back because there's lots to talk about. We want to discuss Jewel Thief, of course, as well. Although by now it's already out.
Yeah.
If he had just come on time a few weeks back.
That's like my character in the film.
Is it?
Always 5 minutes late, yeah.
Oh,
Like
excellent.
the cop
Yeah.
from the 80s.
Yeah. Is that based on Cyrus Says, our common friend who's always late?
Cyrus is never there.
Yeah, never there.
He's always on the way.
So you suck. This is from both of us. Read between the lines. Yeah. Yeah. So before Rang De Basanti, you were assisting,
Yeah.
right? But you were modeling and all. You had a few ads, you had a portfolio and all going.
Not really. I mean, it was like a kind of side gig. Because as the assistant, you're hardly paid. Yeah, I never really got down to modeling professionally or anything. I just
So were
did a
you
couple
fancying yourself in front of the camera also at that point, or you were just
I was.
want to be more like a director?
And I started off wanting to be a director, but I think halfway through the film, Rakesh called me and he said, "Look, dude, you spend more time in front of the camera. So if you watch Ux now, I'm there in at least 6 shots,
Oh,
smoking in the background.
without pay.
Without pay.
These guys are damn good. Yeah.
Or rehearsing lines, right? Like if somebody wants to rehearse lines for
Acha.
one of the actors, I'm the one that's standing in front
That's
of the
a
camera.
great way to practice, no? Because
It
there's no
is.
pressure on you.
Yeah.
You're picking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're watching great actors. I mean,
Yeah.
Mr. Bachchan, Manoj Bajpayee,
Wow.
Nandita, Ravina.
Hey, how do you correct Mr.
Vijay
Bachchan?
Raj.
Like, I mean, he's bouncing lines off you. What would you do if he made a mistake? That's a tough one. Oh, now
Yeah.
you're married into the family. It's okay. But
I
initially, it
just
must be.
pretend like it didn't happen.
So you just let it go.
No, I don't think he made many
Yeah,
mistakes,
yeah, yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, that's a generation which is just perfect.
Oh
no?
my God.
Yeah. How's Manoj?
Manoj is amazing. In fact, Manoj is somebody who's quite responsible for me becoming an actor in a way. Not responsible for me becoming an actor, but my first sort of, the first person I worked with was Barry John. And
You're a Bombay guy.
yeah, I know. So, which is why people assume I'm from Delhi. But basically, we were going for the premiere of Ux to Delhi.
He met you halfway. Back in
On the
Ahmedabad.
plane. So I was sitting with Manoj and I was like badgering him. I was
Oh,
like,
I get it. Yeah.
I was like, I want to be an actor. What do I do? Who do I meet? What do I do? So he was like, you should go and meet Barry in Delhi. So he called Barry and I went and met Barry and stayed back in Delhi, obviously, for 4 months. So I was going for a day and I called home and I said, "Look, Mom, I'll be back in 4 months."
You just stayed back.
I just stayed back, yeah. So that was the first time I sort of started acting.
So it's just a banter joke. So you were doing the Ux premiere and you asked Manoj Bajpayee what to do. मारो मेरे को चप्पल से मारो.
नहीं अच्छा है लेकिन.
नहीं ठीक है.
हाँ, अच्छा.
Pass.
Pass हो गया.
What a low standard, guys. Unbelievable. So you stayed back for 4 months.
I stayed back for 4
Now
months.
you're convinced that I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it started with the conversation I had
Where
with
do you
him.
stay? You had family.
Yeah, I had family in Delhi and stuff, but this was in Noida at that point of time. Noida at that point of time was
Was where the TV stuff and all was?
very.
Yeah.
This is like 2000, so
Yeah.
Noida
Anyway,
was
different
just sort of-
government now, so we're safe. Go ahead. Yeah.
So Noida was just sort of coming up and stuff, right? So it was a very, it was very small.
Bro, I remember all the shooting was in Noida. They'd have the studios there and all.
They had
I
a
mean,
few
I know what you're
studios.
saying. It was a little bit. It
Yeah.
wasn't Delhi from any angle.
yeah.
But for shooting and all that, and for classes, academies, all that stuff was there. Yeah.
And also, I mean, Noida wasn't the Noida that it is today,
True.
obviously.
Yeah.
I spent time there and then I came back. And so, yeah, that was the first kind of conversation I had with anybody about wanting to be an actor.
No, so what, he puts you through the whole thing? Like, you start doing theatre then? What
Yeah, there was a course that he had. Then I did the course and then stayed back for a while. And then came back, obviously, to Bombay. And then Meenakshi happened. And Meenakshi happened.
And post Meenakshi, then Rang De Basanti puts you on another level, of course.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
That film became a cult film
Correct.
and all that, and all you guys stood out. And I think everyone's career went in the right direction post that.
Yeah.
We won't talk too much about that because I have so much more to talk about.
Correct.
But if there's anything you want to tell us about Rang De Basanti that you remember, please do.
Nothing that I've not said before. I mean, it's been now
Yeah, I know.
almost 20 years. So
You got to tell people, give me 5 years off. Don't ask me Rang De Basanti. I'll
and
get
don't
back
play
to you.
that song when I
Yeah, don't
enter
play
like
that song.
a
Oh God.
college
Do they
fest
still
or
do
something.
that?
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Dunga, dunga, dunga,
you
dunga, dunga,
imagine?
dunga. Yeah, I need a few more hit songs now.
People don't. No. You look at 10 more hit songs. They won't change this. This is an Indian thing.
Yeah, it's a
person is given one thing for life. They won't
Correct.
change it. And it's not like people don't have other things. They just don't change it, man. It's just the way it is. Leave it. I'm with the same woman now 24 years. Shit happens. But before we come to Jewel Thief, lots of other stuff that you've done. There's one thing I noticed with trying to go through your biodata and asking around a little bit. You started writing
yeah.
in a very serious fashion.
Yeah.
Up to the point where now you have your own writing sort of set up
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
I know it
yeah.
sounds egotistical, but it's more like you're exploring stuff for yourself, but it's a full like office or department.
You know, the first sort of experience that I had with writing was a film called Love Shafte Chicken Kurana.
Is it true? I
Yeah.
read that, but
Yeah,
you wrote part of that? Or?
No, part of, as in like me and Samir, the director, we wrote like a sort of initial draft because the idea really was that, you know, when you saw Punjab in the movies, it was not the Punjab that we had seen in life.
Right.
And we both had spent lots of time in Punjab growing up. So we wanted to sort of bring to life like the people that we saw, you know, things that we saw around us. So that's how it began. And then obviously Sumit, the writer, came on board and took it to a whole different level. But that was my first sort of foray into like being deeply involved right from the writing to the production to the release and stuff, right? And I found that very exciting. And I've been writing since I was an assistant director, which is like for the last 20 years. So now I decided to give it like a kind of formal structure, which is that, you know, put a few senior writers and a few junior writers together, write out like 10, 15 pages that I think are interesting, and then develop those into scripts.
There's an interesting thing written there, I don't know if it's true, which is basically that you're bored of the same repetitive stuff coming your way. And this will be true of lots of actors in India, or maybe in Hollywood as well.
Yeah.
Where after some time it's like, bro, I need to find another area to work in because I can't be just pigeonholed in the same 5 roles for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing because you're trying to find. And you took about 3-4 years off because of this.
I mean, it wasn't intentional. It just wasn't the kind of work that I was looking for, right, coming my way. And people are like, you're really choosy.
Yeah.
I'm not choosy. It's just that the scripts that are, it's like the industry is choosing not to give me good scripts. So it's the other way around, right? I mean, left to me, I'd love to be on a set 24/7, but I have to have the right work to do that. So even though there wasn't like, I wasn't shooting for about 2.5 years, but, you know, it was very productive because I was working on this stuff that I really want to sort of...
Well, how do you pay your bills then? I know there's money, but...
yeah, I mean,
I just
from
think
what
of
I've
3
made in the
months-
past.
You lived for 3 years of what you made from the past?
Yeah.
Daddy's a builder, no?
Was many years ago,
Oh
20
my
years
God.
ago.
Sorry. All right. Yeah. I think the new breed of people will follow you a lot more than before. If you look back at the 80s and 90s when I was growing up, the actors would take on everything.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's fear or whatever. You know, like Johnny Lever would be in every damn thing. You know, I mean, there's a point of Anupam Kher, Johnny Lever were doing 200 films in the same day.
Yeah.
Even our big heroes were doing 3 or 4 films. If you've read all
Doing
that.
12 films a year.
They would ask, what set am I on?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
the story. I mean, it's beyond comedy at some
So
point.
I remember I was working on Aaja Nachle with Madhuri Dixit. She told me that there were times when she went from one set to the other with the same actor. So they were like doing 2 films.
The same pair is in the
Same
next...
pair in 2 different films.
Man, that must be so tough.
And
no?
you're doing completely different roles,
Characters,
right?
yeah.
So you're like in the morning you're doing one part and then you're going to the next set with the same actor.
Yeah.
But you're doing a whole different part.
Yeah.
And that must have been... I think the guy that changed that was Amir though.
Yeah, true.
He came along and he said, look, I'm going to do 1 film every 3 years. And
Which I think...
I'm going to get a full bound script,
But in a
which
way
at that point of time was a crime to ask for.
We had Apurva Lakia on and he was telling us that on Lagan, it was the first time they had a call sheet.
Yeah.
They actually didn't have call
Yeah.
sheets till then, which is amazing how
Which
they've
is crazy.
operated. We, in our own way, very professional country, no? Because look at the films we produce. Some of them have been really great, etc.
Yeah.
And huge casts, huge sort of multitude of people working on a set, and you pulled it off without a call sheet.
Once I won't name him, but this very, very famous director called me. This was post Rang De Basanti, 2008 or something. And he said, look, I want to sign you for a film that I'm doing. It's for the next year and a half. So I want your dates for the next year and a half. And I said, great. I mean, I've been wanting to work with you, sir, and all that. So I said, what's the story? He said, you don't need to know the story.
What?
So I said, but I need something to go by,
Sounds
right?
like a casting couch.
So he told me the story.
How
and
can
I-
he say that? He was being funny.
No, he was being serious. He was like, I've worked with so and so and
This is
so
a
and
really
so
big
and-
name?
Yeah, very big name.
Bro, we need the name. Man. We don't need. We'll stop the interview. Just give us the name. We'll just put that loop up. Yeah, please.
So a year and a half, he after I
It's like
insisted,
arrogance.
after I insisted, he told me 2 lines of the story, and then he was like, "But I've worked with so and so and so and so, and I've never told them the story, and I write the scenes on the set, so you got to trust me." It's like this is like
He writes the scenes on the set.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
comes in at 5 and writes the scene and
that's
you
how
roll
they
at
work.
9. No.
Yeah, that's how they used
Did
to
you work with him?
No, obviously not. Come on.
Bro, I would have tried, man. This guy's fine. He's probably a genius also, if you think of it that way.
Well, it didn't turn out very well after that. So
Really? And
Yeah.
you never worked with him again?
no, for him also it didn't turn
With
out
that
very
film.
well.
But
Yeah.
post that, did you work with him ever?
No.
I think
He
all
was
these
very upset.
outdated techniques, I guess. The world has moved ahead now. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Pull those rabbits out of your hat when you were younger.
But in fact, I remember when I was starting off, there were a couple of people that had stories, and I was like, but I'd like a script, and they're like, "Why are you trying to be Amir? Why do you want a whole script?" So it was almost like it was almost like saying, "Don't be difficult." You want a whole script? You're being
Yeah.
very difficult,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But what's a
Don't be
narration?
Amir.
Tell people what a narration is. Narration in the old days used to be the full damn thing, right? You'd have to sit through 3-4 hours of a guy giving you shot by shot.
No, not really.
No?
Because nobody had a script.
So what would they tell you?
They tell you like the basic premise of the film, right?
But that can go in 10 minutes, no?
Exactly, 10 minutes. So I've gone into meetings, saying I'll be back in 3 hours and
Yeah.
done in 15 minutes.
The guy just tells you, there's a girl, college ka
Yeah.
scene hai, iske piche ye hoga, wo hoga.
There was one guy who told me that he told me the basic like sort of premise of the story, and then said spent more time talking about how they're getting these guys from the States to do this parkour sequence, which is going to be the highlight of the film.
Wow.
So it was like 15 minutes talking about the parkour sequence and 5 minutes is the story.
I take it that's not the plot. The plot
That
is
is
like,
not the plot.
That's a
It's
side thing that
just
happens.
the 3 minutes of the film.
Wow. Amazing.
But that was how they were like
Yeah.
pitching it.
Google a film which has a small sequence of parkour in it, and we'll figure out the whole thing. We're going to catch these guys. We'll get them on our show, expose them. Yeah. So the interesting part is that which is amazing actually, that you didn't get into the rat race. You've always done your own thing. And in many ways, you probably not get into that burnout kind of situation. Which I won't take names. A lot of people tend to feel after 10 years of the business.
Right.
They can't take it anymore. Then
Right,
they have to go
right.
to, Ladakh or
Therapy.
wherever, a monastery or whatever. Monastery. I become Punjabi, yeah. Monastery.
Oh.
Monastery ke paas gaya main. Huh. So, coming back to the script thingy, so right now what are you working on?
So what am I writing on?
No, as
Writing
in,
stuff.
take us through the whole process. So now you choose out of these ideas that come, because there are people
Yeah.
working around the
Yeah.
clock, I'm presuming, and then you decide.
No, so they are ideas that I've had.
Yeah.
Usually, it's
So
not
you
ideas
feed
that come to
them. You
me.
feed them the idea.
I feed them the idea.
Then they're supposed to grow it.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And then
And then over the 6 months, 7 months, we sort of try and get a script in place. Now the idea is to sort of produce some of them and to act in some of them.
but suddenly you'll have like 7, 8 ready. Then what are you going to do?
I just start working on them.
We let other people act as well.
Obviously, yeah.
You can't physically. Bro,
No, not even. I mean, you can't even afford to.
call my
right?
agent. No. I'll just give you the number.
Number dena zara.
Number to nahi hai. You have to shout. Somewhere in Borivali. Just come to the station, call him. Sweet guy. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing that you have this whole style, and you're not allowing yourself to conform to this situation around you where people are going berserk and just, big names call, and sometimes, you I won't say reject, but you say, no, this is not for me, and sort of
Yeah,
walk away,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is fantastic. But going back, before we get to Jewel Thief, what do you think has been your best work so far? Where you best work, forget what people appreciate it, where you feel really, this was it. I really had a good time.
Had a really good time making Rang De Basanti, obviously.
Yeah.
Aaja Na Chale. There was a film called, obviously, Love Shabd Chicken Khurana, which was great fun to make. There was a film I did called Veeram, which nobody saw, unfortunately, which was a Malayalam film. But we shot it in 3 languages, Hindi and English as well. So it was a trilingual.
But even the Malayalam film didn't work?
It didn't work very well in Malayalam, no. But it was based on Hamlet.
Oh, nice.
And it was kind of...
So were you the Prince of Denmark?
No, it was... There's a anti-hero called Chandu Chekavar, who's very popular in Kerala. And his story is strikingly similar to Hamlet's. And so it was a sort of fusion of both of them. Film based 200 years ago. But that was a very difficult film to do because you had to shoot in 3 languages, physically very,
so how
very
do you
challenging.
Shoot it? You shoot your Hindi lines first or whatever,
Yeah.
and you have to do the same thing in the next language?
Yeah,
Because the
English
set
and then Malayalam.
Obviously.
And the tough part is that all 3 languages have very different
How do you do Malayalam?
notes.
You did Malayalam?
I had to do, yeah. Just learn the lines.
You learned it by rote?
Yeah.
Can you say anything?
No, I don't remember anything.
My sound guy is Malu.
I actually don't remember anything. It's been
quite
like
a
7
challenge,
years.
no?
Yeah, it's very challenging.
Yeah.
And also the notes of all 3
Are different.
are very different because English is slightly flatter, then Malayalam is slightly a couple of notches higher. And then Hindi is, much higher.
Are you saying you're a very dramatic language, Hindi?
Yeah, Hindi is,
Huh?
the acting in Hindi.
I'm just
Itna bhi nahi.
I'm auditioning.
Yeah.
Okay, so our sound guy's gone berserk.
It's like, what is going on here?
So Malu is more subtle, is it?
Malu's more subtle.
Malayalam, not Malu. Huh? So Malayalam is more subtle, English somewhere in the middle, and Hindi a little more dramatic.
So it was three languages. We were shooting the whole film in 24 days, including 8 days of crazy action. So 16 days we finished the whole film. So it was very challenging, but it was fun.
There you go. So after that, coming back and just doing like 2 lines in a normal Hindi film would be like a waste of time. Yeah.
What are the lines? Okay. Yeah. There you go.
But you also done other work in the South. You've done a few films. You've done Telugu as well.
I've just finished the Telugu film. Yeah.
So tell
that's
us about that.
with Chiranjeevi sir. It's a huge mytho.
What is it, number 156? There's some relevance to...
That's, I think, his 156th film.
156th film of Chiranjeevi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that the number?
Yeah. We were just going through all that in the morning. I was just trying to think.
That's his 156th film.
No, that's the guy who's worked non-stop.
Oh my God! What an amazing guy!
You've taken 3-4 years off because I want mere ko quality chahiye, ye wo and all. Yeah.
What an amazing man!
How do they treat you there? What's it like? What's the setup like?
It's the same, as anywhere else. Everyone's like, how different is it working down south and stuff? I mean, I've never viewed it as south and north. It's just the Indian film industry, right? You're just shooting in different cities. The only difference, of course, is you're speaking in Telugu and you're acting in Telugu.
But I'm very impressed. So you do all the languages.
I did the language.
Even without actually knowing the language, because that's a real challenge. Yeah?
It is a challenge, yeah. So what I do is, for this film, what I did was
but the intonations and all, I'm presuming there's decent amount of dialogue. 1-2 lines I can understand.
Lots of dialogue.
So how do you get,
a lot of people just do it in Hindi, actually. And then they dub it, which is fine as well. But I didn't want to go down that route. So I learned all the lines.
Watch as a Hindi-speaking actor only speaks in Hindi generally, and a voiceover artist will do the...
Yeah.
Then I'll go down south. Why am I
You
wasting
can do
my
it,
time?
boy. Or what you do is that you pick up the keywords,
Yeah.
which are in Telugu, and the rest you do in Hindi, and then you punch in the keywords so that it matches a little bit.
Okay.
But honestly, now it doesn't really matter at some level because, when you look at films like Pushpa or you look at KGF, the audience doesn't care whether lips are matching or not.
You're doing better in other language
In
markets
Hindi.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's amazing, no? They can actually do better in Hindi with the Telugu film than in Telugu sometimes. It's unbelievable.
And it's not like the audience is like, oh my God, the mouth is not matching.
That for me was the martial. You remember the martial art films that we grew up on in the 90s and all? They were fantastic because they run out of space, no?
Yeah.
I kill you tomorrow! But they wouldn't even bother. They're fabulous. We used to come out just doing that. I don't know if you guys did that. We used to come out of do you remember come out of the cinema and just do the dialogues in that bad way? It was another genre altogether.
With the very, very bad accents.
Very racist, actually.
Correct.
I hurt you! You hurt me! they're having tea together, It's just a strange world that we lived in. So all that's on the plate. We'll talk about Jewel Thief before we go into a break because I want to talk about the other parts of your life which are very interesting. So Jewel Thief, what was that like? The experience? The usual question.
It was fun, man. A lot of fun.
We spoke to Jaideep. We couldn't get Saif for some reason. Doesn't wake up early. But so what was it like with the two of them? I read somewhere about a Rottweiler story. Is there a Rottweiler on the set? Was there? Okay, that's information.
So, the strange part about this film is that everyone's like, how is it working with Saif and Jaideep? And I'm like, I'm not in the film with them, right? Because
separate.
I really am a cop that's 5 minutes late, right? Like the 80s cop, right? Everything's done and then he turns up and he's like, what is going on here? You know, he's one of those guys. And the call sheets usually were 9 to 2, Jaideep, Nikita, Saif, 2:30 to 6:30, Kunal. So coming in and going out, we were like, hey, what's up? How are you, man? Didn't feel like we were on the same film at all.
The old days, the actors didn't get along, so you had to figure that out and, separate them.
Correct.
Yeah, there's lots of stories like that. Very interesting.
But that doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
I don't think actors don't get along the way they used to.
I don't think.
The crazy
they won't mention
stuff.
it. Because it just doesn't help anyone to do that. It's very rare. But if you have anybody you want to talk about, this is the place to do it. If anybody's pissed you off.
Let me pull out the list.
Yeah, pull out the list of anyone who's been late on your sets. Now you're producing films as well.
Correct.
So everything's going to change. You're going to be the guy who's been, looking at the watch to see where the people are, etc. So be very careful.
Correct.
Jewel Thief, and what's on right now?
So right now I'm shooting for Ramayana.
Right. When is that going to release? There are 2 parts, right?
There's 2 parts. One I think releases next year end, and then 2027.
Next year end?
Yeah.
And then the year after?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
And you're playing Lord Indra?
No, I'm not allowed to speak about about the film.
Well,
right
I've
now.
got all wrong information, so I'm double checking. I'm just here to double check what the information they've given us. Oh, you can't reveal the characters.
No, it's too early, no.
Fair.
Two years away the film.
Fair. Yeah. But now with the way the Avengers and even our stuff has evolved in terms of what is it, special effects, let's call it that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another ball game altogether, this whole thing.
Yeah.
Just if you can, I know you can't reveal too much about the film, but do you have to? I found it very funny when they shoot. You're sometimes shooting alone with this whole setup, and you have to imagine things are happening and all that, especially action sequences.
So this Telugu film was all green screen, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, today you're in this world, or tomorrow you're in this world. But it doesn't really matter because it's just green everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's like an army is coming and you're like, yeah. But it's such a strange profession at some level, right? Because, I mean, I remember I was shooting this show called Empire. And we were shooting at... we were shooting in Malad or somewhere, which is like a ground next to the police quarters, and it's this big ground there, and you have like Hindi music playing from someone's house, right? Someone's playing music and stuff, right?
Nice.
And you're pretending like you're in the 15th century or something.
Oh shoot!
You're like sitting on this.
Hear that in the background.
You're sitting on this like mechanical horse, which is just moving in one place. Which is not going anywhere.
I mean, behind the scenes will be so much fun to watch.
And there's some Hindi song going on in the police quarters.
Yeah.
And then you're pretending like you're, this great warrior who's ready for a fight. It's really bizarre.
Wow. I think the best fun acting job would be that, honestly. Where you have to detach yourself from what's happening in the world. And I don't know what the director has. How does he even tell you what to do? Because it's all in your head and they're going to put it on later,
Correct.
in post. So,
Correct.
They're just going to tell you, push your sword this way, push your sword that way.
But what's happening now, which is great, is that his technology has become so amazing, is that, so while you're shooting, say you're shooting on green screen as well, they have like, obviously have screens, which are already placing the sets in.
Oh.
So
simultaneously?
Yeah. So, you can see the output. Obviously not great quality, but you can see what it's going to eventually look like.
Hey, have you thought of AI, Kunal?
It's insane.
What are you doing about it?
Nothing that we can do
intellectual
about
property of Kunal Kapoor, because there are 15 of them anyway out there. No.
Yeah.
Ultimately, so what they can do is, I'm told, is that they'll just use your head.
Yeah,
because you're a known actor and all that. So
they can use
just
anything.
Everything else will be sort of, and even speech and all can be made to happen.
I love technology, but this is a bit like sort
scary.
of... Yeah, it's scary, exciting at the same time.
I love it.
I love it. I love using it.
You don't do anything. They still pay you. You're like, use my face. Come on. How bad can it be? Because they'll get better and better. So your intonations, your inflections, the way you talk, all that will come, your hand movements or whatever, all that will come out, I'm presuming. As it gets, they say it's like 60-70% or something. AI.
So I think what's going to happen is actors that are already famous, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have a blast because now they're going to be able to be in like 10 places at the same time, right?
But the director and producer's going to be the happiest guy. He doesn't need Shah Rukh Khan to come. You don't have to worry about Govinda coming on the plane.
But
you have everything. Yeah.
But as an audience, I don't think it'll work for you. I mean, I think Jackie Chan, they just released the film in China, right?
And all the martial arts apparently was AI. A lot of
it. AI, and it didn't work at all because everyone was like, "Where's the bones, the broken bones, man?"
Yeah.
Or like
the personality of Jackie Chan is in those fighting sequences
Correct.
with his ridiculous reactions and all.
Yeah. Also, like what goes on behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
You want to see Tom Cruise hang off a plane.
Yeah.
And,
But is that true? I don't know. Sometimes,
maybe exaggerated, but
because
I think
what kind of
it's true as
huge
well.
Hollywood banner would allow their main biggest star to take a chance?
Yeah.
What are they going to do if something happened? Mission Possible.
What if it goes wrong?
What's the worst stunt you've done?
What's the worst stunt?
Where you're like, oh man, no, but you did it.
Never done anything like that. I don't think so, man.
Well, you fly planes, so we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about all that. Very interesting. I had no idea about all this side to your personality, bro. It's almost you have no time to be an actor. But so many other things going for you.
Don't say that.
Stay with us.
People will be like, he's not interested. Let's not cast him.
Did you know Indians report nearly 800 cases of online financial fraud every day, which has resulted in losses exceeding 1,000 crores in the last 5 years? To keep you safe from such fraud, I am starting my newest podcast series, Conversation with Vigilante, an initiative by HDFC Bank. In every episode, I will feature special guests who can share expert insights on the different types of fraud, their modus operandi, and how you can protect your money. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and don't forget to tune into Conversation with Vigilante. Catch the episodes on all audio streaming platforms and V for Vigilante YouTube channel.
Kunal Kapoor is still with us here on Cyrus Says, looking resplendent in his outfit. We go back to, I can't remember those years. 99, I think, was the VJ Hunt. I'm not sure.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, so it's 26
years, huh?
26 years, bro.
Oh my God.
You're in the business.
Wow.
Yeah, not bad, no? But let's quickly talk about family, because we have a common friend, stretch friend, Cyrus Saukar, who got married at the age of 60 just a couple of years back. That's where I met him last. And he drove back in the night because he was dying to see his kid. And the baby was just 3 or 4 months, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
This was about April. Baby was born in Jan.
Correct. Well done.
Yeah. No, I'm good with dates and times. Yeah, the women aren't with me, but that's another story. So just going back to that, how do you get married? When did that happen? A little bit.
Got married in 2015, so it's been now 10 years.
Oh, you're a proper married man.
Yeah.
No chance.
10 saal ho gaye.
Ho gaya.
And we've been together for 15 years now.
Not
We
bad.
met in 2010, so 15 years, married for 10 years, and now obviously we have a boy who's 3 years old, which has actually been the great part about not shooting as well, right? We've got a chance to spend so much time with him. Like the first 2 years, I had all the time in the world with him, and it's just, I think we were chatting about it.
No, I remember you. We came to the wedding and you just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And I was even appreciated it, because I realized, newborn baby and etc. and you were feeling guilty.
And you told me that by the time they turn 8, they don't want to see you.
Yeah.
So
Well,
spend as much time as
the
you
male
want.
kid generally, there's a period where he'll go away then come back.
Ah.
When he sort of outgrows you, 8, 10, whatever, and then he'll come back at some point. But be prepared. There's a long way off.
Correct.
That's when you don't take a break. That's when you shoot. You'll be shooting round the clock, 24 hours. And the wife is from the illustrious Bachchan family.
She is, yeah. Yeah.
So
she is.
how do you call Mr. Bachchan? Do you say Amitabh, like I do?
No,
That
just
close?
Tao.
Oh, you say Tao? No.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
Is he fond of you? Does he look at? Does he ever say anything about
no, I
your
don't-
movies? Has he
No, I
ever-
don't think we've had a conversation about my work. No.
Never.
No, not really, no.
Oops. I'll rectify that. I'll put in a.
We'll have to
a
do
good
something
word.
about that.
But going into your hobbies, which we were just going through earlier in the day, you are a trained pilot.
I am. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
where did you do all this?
Yeah, 2010, I had some time off again. And I've always wanted to fly, yeah. So I took off and went to this flying school in a place called Sagar.
Sagar?
Yeah.
There's an Udupi restaurant near my house. They do planes? Ek masala dosa and one aeroplane license.
So yeah, went
Where's
off.
Sagar?
Sagar's in next to Bhopal.
Oh, okay. It's a proper place. So I apologize to Sagarites.
So went to the flying school there. And obviously,
How long does it take to learn flying? Like, don't you have to do like hundreds of hours or something like that?
you got to do 60 hours to give your exam and stuff for PPL. But you don't have to do it at like one stretch, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you want to be a pilot or something. But I was just doing it for fun. So I took many years to sort of finish the hours required to get a license. And
But
stuff.
now you can fly a plane. And then you
I
have
can
to
fly a plane, yeah.
refresher courses also after that? How do
You have to keep going back.
Yeah.
Keep going back and, obviously.
So here's the
training.
big question. The setup is for this and this alone. So do you have a plane?
I wish.
He looked away immediately. That means he has two planes.
I'm still paying the EMIs for my car.
Huh.
So and my scooter.
So what's
so
the
I
point
don't
of
think-
having this fucking license when you don't have a plane?
You fly other people's
Is it
planes.
John Travolta, one of these guys who has
he's got
crazy
a,
about planes. Yeah.
John Travolta has a runway in his house. And he's got like a 747 or something.
And apparently
737.
he flies himself.
He flies himself and he lands in his house, gets off the plane, and then goes for a shower or whatever. I don't know.
Goes for a shower. But are you going to buy a plane?
No, man.
Brother, why do you
Can't
get the
afford a
license?
plane here.
So have you flown
I'll have
anybody
to
else?
do lots more work.
I'm sure it'll happen. But so have you flown somebody's plane? Like beyond the training school? Have you... Can you call up like the Ambanis and say, I'll be taking the plane tonight, I'll give you guys a spin?
Not happening.
Nobody...
No, man. None of my friends have a plane.
What?
I mean, nobody has a plane in Bombay.
You don't have one friend with a plane?
It's a bit sad, right?
Bro, that's
I've got to
damn
change my
sad.
friends now.
Don't any Bollywood actors have planes? There must be one or two. Does Shah Rukh have a
Of their
plane?
own? I don't think so, man.
People, please find out and tell us if any actors have planes. I can't remember.
I think they all like sort of rent planes out and stuff.
Exactly. That option is always
Yeah.
there. So you can't rent a plane and fly it, can you?
No,
They
you
won't
can't,
allow it. The
no.
company will have to.
You can. I mean, you can get a Cessna and stuff. Which
That's
you
a
gotta
single
fly.
engine one.
Yeah.
That's scary, brother.
No, that's fun. Yeah.
No,
That's a
man.
lot
That
of fun.
shakes a lot, right?
Not at all.
What are you
Which
saying?
one are you talking about?
The single engine one.
Like 50 years old or something, like a
I
really
don't know.
old.
I've flown a Cessna, I think, from Dehradun to Shimla or something once. One of those short flights in the north where I was so scared, bro. It just kept, it was like masturbating, it just kept shaking and shaking and shaking, and then finally, boom, nothing happened. Yeah. So
But the crazy part about flying is that I remember when I just started flying. So I was going to this school and the instructor came to pick me up from Bhopal. And from Bhopal, he was, taking me to Sagar, sitting in the front and stuff, and he took me through a cloud. Now the Cessna has a sort of glass cockpit, right? So you can see everything around. It's not like a normal plane where you've got these small little windows.
Glass cockpit, the whole thing is glass.
Not the whole thing, but it's got bigger windows and stuff, right? So you can actually look out and you can see what's going on.
What fun.
So when you go through a cloud, you actually realize the speed you're going at. Because, usually when you're flying normally, you're relative to like the ground and, far off distances and all. When you go through a cloud, you actually realize the speed of the plane, right? So it was so...
what would be the speed?
I mean, it's in knots and stuff, right? But it's so fast that you're like, bloody hell, I didn't realize the plane goes that fast, right? Because in a commercial flight and stuff, you have those small windows. You really don't know what speed you're going
I don't
at.
know why they even bother. Ladies and gentlemen, flying over the pink city of Jaipur, 33,000 feet below you, you can see nothing. What's the point of telling me? Flying over the Ganges, flying over the Himalayas, can't see a damn thing. And there's always some CHUTs looking out. Hey, just go cross you, to look out of the window, to look at nothing. Zero. Yeah. Well, that's damn interesting, bro.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think you've got in your karma, there'll be a plane. By the way, here's a piece of information. 95% of all crashes happen during takeoff and landing only.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's not the flying.
Yeah.
It's the other parts that whatever. Oh, that's super interesting. The other thing about you is that you are Formula One crazy man. Now tell me if this is true or not.
No, not crazy, man, but yeah, I've driven. So I went to a rally school.
Brother, what the hell life is this? All the guys, look at Abhi smiling from year to year. He's flying a plane, he went to a rally school, in between एक picture करेंगे.
Trained for fun. Then at some point I went...
what is a rally school? Just explain to us.
I mean, you learn how to go through different terrains
So
and stuff.
this is the going to mountaineous stuff and all that.
Yeah, how do you spin a car?
The
How do you sort
four-wheel.
of,
How do you spin a car?
how do you turn
360.
360? How do you turn in difficult
You're training to be a
situations?
stuntman. You're flying a plane. You're going 360 in terrible terrain. Yeah, interesting.
So it was fun, man.
But where does this all come from? Where do you decide to learn go to rally school?
I don't know, man. I just all the things that I want to do.
Huh.
I went skydiving, obviously.
Okay,
which
slow
was a
down.
very, very
Let's finish the
stupid-
rallying. So you took part in rallies.
I didn't take part. I took part in one rally.
This is that famous Himalayan rally that.
No, I took part in some vintage rally in Europe.
Okay, and for which you need a vintage car.
Needed a vintage car, which I obviously
You have a
had.
plane, you have a vintage car.
No, I don't have a vintage
Kunal,
car.
you're-
I don't have a plane.
Bro, 1 second. Is your name Gautam? Is this famous rich guy? No, right? Right, okay.
I wish it was Gotham. At least it'd be unique as opposed to Kunal Kapoor.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Take us to the vintage thing. So you get a higher vintage.
Yeah.
What car was it?
This was an old Ferrari.
Wow.
And it was great fun. It was great fun. This school that I used to train at is unfortunately shut down now. And I went there for many years. Then I went, Abu Dhabi at that time was just sort of opening up, and they had these...
Camel races? I mean, what else is there? You've done cars, you've done planes.
Maybe that's
yeah,
the
what
next
the
one.
hell? Yeah.
But yeah, at that point of time, they had this Formula 3 training kind of circuit and stuff, right? And the guy I was training with was Michael. He was on Michael Schumacher's team.
Not at the end.
No, not at the end.
Sorry,
Thankfully.
not even funny. I
Not as
apologize.
funny,
That's
yeah.
just wrong. I'm sorry. But my memory of shooting somebody in a Formula 1 thingy and all that is they have these really small...
Oh God, it's really small.
How do you're a big guy, how do you get in?
It's tough, man, because the first time you get in, first of all, you realize that you're pretty much lying on the floor, right?
Yeah.
It's so low.
Yeah.
Then it's really cramped, and then the helmet is really heavy.
It's claustrophobic, brother.
So it takes a little getting used to.
You actually drove it.
Yeah, I drove a couple of times.
Yeah.
And now I think it's a normal experience. Like you could go to like Abu Dhabi and go to like one of those the Yes Marina or whatever. And
What speed would you go at? Do you have, I mean, looking like
I think
220, 230?
Yeah, I was going about that speed. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I've done that in my Maruti. No, I've not. Maruti will blow up, man. No way. Wow. And this is a circuit, right? So you're going...
This is a circuit,
the
yeah.
whole thing is the turn. The turn is apparently the most difficult thing.
The turn is difficult. Yeah.
So they coach you? How do you... I mean,
I spent some time there. So
but it's not a regular car, right?
no, it's a Formula 3 car.
No, so what are you... Are you... There's no... Is there a gear?
As in?
How's the car designed when you drive it, actually? No, as in you have to move a shift?
No, it shifts on. You got to shift on the
Like a bike?
Yeah,
On that thing.
Yeah,
So all these things take time, I'm saying, to manage, no? Because you...
it does.
Because you're thinking, it's not like how we drive in our subconscious.
Correct.
You need to get there before you can turn
You got to do it.
300.
Do it over and over again.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, it's crazy because when you watch these guys driving, you don't really understand.
The pace, no?
Man, wow, these guys are insane.
were
And
you there
they're
in
doing it
Noida
for like
when-
3.5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's nuts.
I had a heart attack in Noida when they had that 2013. In fact, Rohit Sharma, who just retired, was sitting right next to me. I was very excited. He, of course, ignored me. But when it started, they gave us this stuff for the ears and all. I didn't take it serious as a fuckhead. And I nearly died, man. The sound is
sound
worse
is
than an
crazy.
aeroplane.
Sounds crazy.
It's scary, and the kind of, let's just say for the environment, not the greatest moment. I mean, I was just stunned for about 5 minutes. It's a spectacle. Your blood is like rushing.
Yeah, it's
With the
crazy.
sound and the speed, it's just something else. I can understand once you see that, nothing else stops it. It's a little difficult, adrenaline-wise, once you
Yeah.
get into that.
In fact, this guy who I'm talking about, who was on Michael Schumacher's team, he was telling me that Schumacher was competitive about everything, right? So, like, if you were going down the stairs, and he was like behind you, he'd want to make sure that he reached down faster than you did. So it was just and the incredible part about driving these cars is that which these guys have mastered at a whole different level is you're going really fast and you've got to make really quick decisions, but you're really slow, right?
You mean in the mind?
Yeah, you're very slow in the mind. It's like almost like you're driving
Zen-like.
Zen-like almost, right? Because you can't be hyper about stuff, right? You got to be very calm and very easy, but you got to make decisions really quickly. And it's a bit of a paradox that you're going that fast, but you're trying to think. I mean, you're trying to slow down everything at the same time. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I think I can understand fast-twitch fiber, which I am. I would love to race cars fast. I love the idea. But what you're saying is beyond my capacity, the second part. Where you have that stoic, calm, in
Correct.
control. The brain part, which is controlling the madness,
Yeah.
which comes out of that.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't
For
know.
3.5 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's insane.
Oh, and until you see the side, you don't realize the fear that it happens. We have to quickly talk about Ketto. I forgot, man. We're running out of time soon. The guy is acting. I mean, when I was going through, I had no idea you've done this whole. Kunal Kapoor is out there. All I know is the actor and this guy that I knew as a young boy, etc., and all. And then the things you've done are quite incredible. Some of them for yourself, but a few of them for the world. So what is Ketto? And is there a Parsi name involved in Ketto? I read.
No, Adanwala.
Yeah.
No, he's not Parsi.
Oh, okay.
Zahir.
He's
He's
a
one of the
minority. Good
co-founders.
enough. Go ahead.
Ketto is a crowdfunding platform. And, the idea really was that I just constantly came across people that wanted to help, right? Like, people who were like, I wish I could do something for kids, or I wish I could.
Oh, that way, yeah.
That way, right? So, and then you have all these people that need help, and you're like, bloody hell, they're not coming together, right? So, can you sort of build a bridge using technology, which I love? I mean, I've always deeply been invested in technology. So, can you use technology to build a bridge between the two, right? And it was a very kind of simple idea, is that how do you connect these people? And we started about 13 years ago when and everyone was like, this is a really stupid idea. It's not going to work here. And it's been going for 13 years. I think we've raised about over $150 million in the platform.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
You keep a margin? Kunal.
So, I mean, that kind of money has been raised for like social causes and, medical causes and stuff.
It's organic, going on its own now.
It's organic. It's going, it's got a life of its own, obviously. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we've got the cars, we've got the planes, camels still to come. We've got this, I won't call it an NGO, but it's more like a crowd funding
it's like a tech
resource,
company.
To help people,
Sure.
those who need and those who desire to help, put them together.
Sure.
Which means we should give them a call here from IVM. There's one more very, very interesting facet, and that is comics.
Yeah.
You're a big comic book fan.
I am, yeah.
So,
but I grew up on a lot of manga, actually. My sister lives in Bangkok, so I used to go to Bangkok very often. And
you're the only person I know who uses this phrase.
Which is?
My sister lives in Bangkok. All my friends, very different, I mean, they don't mention family when they go to Bangkok. Yeah.
Well, so I spent lots of time when I was young, I spent lots of time in Bangkok, and a lot of the stores there had a lot of like manga comics and stuff. So I grew up on lots of this like Japanese culture and Japanese comics, and of course all the Batman and Spider-Man, Superman,
coming
graphic
back to
novels.
Conventional comics, who's your favorite?
Batman.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Huh?
The Dark Crusader. What is it? The Dark Crusader.
Like
the whole paradox of the hero with all kinds of frailties and issues.
Yeah, that's what makes him
really
interesting.
you?
Yeah.
No, that's what makes him interesting. But do you identify?
In fact, strangely, all the characters that I write are very similar.
There's a dark element to it.
As a dark element, they're characters that have a strength but have great like vulnerability as well. So yeah, maybe that's the kind of thing I really
sports
enjoy.
Writer mentioned people like Brian Lara and John McEnroe. Why they resonate with a lot of people is because they're like fallen heroes.
Correct.
They're great, but they're full of there's human frailty there.
Yeah.
And when you match that together and yet find greatness, it's even more than the guy who's perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember, I think Sid Field has this book on writing and stuff, and there's this one story that he writes about, which is, I forget which film, but it's about a boat and lots of soldiers in the boat, and there's 10 soldiers, and 9 of them are ready for the battle. Right, the boat is going to cross the lake. They're going to get the other side, and they're all charged up for the battle. Yeah. One of them is really scared because he's like, man, this is going. We could die here, and this could be the end and stuff. He's really scared, but he still goes ahead, right? And that's the most interesting character.
Because he overcomes the fear.
Yeah, because he's scared, he's vulnerable, but he's still willing to go into the fight, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the guys that are sort of brave are pretty like unidimensional in that kind of way.
Yeah. Also maybe crazy. Because the 10th guy is the human factor, right?
More, like,
you can empathize and say, boss, that could be me or whatever.
Correct.
How can you just go into a battlefield for thinking, I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, that's true. They used to call them the berserkers, right? The Scandinavian Vikings. So they had this list of psychopaths who they would put in front. So this is followed by many armies, including perhaps our own also. The front, the vanguard, is always these guys who are nuts. They're not, without being rude, they're not mentally well. So they put them in front because they're psychos. They don't care about dying or not. They just want to, go berserk. So the word berserker came from them.
Oh,
and then you have your professional guards and all after that who are normal people who will have fear and everything else and a more logical sort of way of fighting, etc.
Sure.
But the expendable berserkers at the top, always.
Or the drugged out ones,
Yeah, but that is the other theory that were they drugged out or not. But yeah. So are you a berserker? You're not. You're that guy, the 10th guy. You're the 10th guy whose mind is going through all kinds of things, and finally you make the jump and carry on from there.
Yeah.
I wish we knew that in the beginning. The whole interview would be very different. The darkness in Kunal to find out more. But
I think it's the vulnerability that makes a hero, no? Otherwise, it's also like sort of even the guys that you like.
Yeah.
When you in
100%.
life.
This Gabriel Garcia Marquez wrote a book called General in His Labyrinth, which is about Simon Bolivar, which is their South American huge liberator hero and all. He's the first guy who wrote about him as a fat, the way he was. He was not a good-looking man.
Correct.
He was a fat guy with nocturnal emissions. He was a womanizer. He liked his drink. He put all that in.
Yeah.
And he had to be very worried because you know how people react for their heroes, etc.
Sure.
But once you read that, and you realize that he was able to do what he did in spite of being someone you can relate to.
Yeah.
It just puts him on another level.
Correct.
People don't understand. They just make gods out of men.
Yeah.
Men are men.
Yeah.
And then they do something special.
Yeah.
Why am I lecturing you, Kunal?
I have
You're
no
the
idea.
writer. He's about to punch me, man. I'm the guy who took him to Orchard Street.
Okay, all right.
Our relationship started in Orchard Street. Two young Indian men saying, let's check out Aussie girls. Sheilas. And next thing we know. I don't know. You're saying I was stopped. I can't remember the stopping, but I do remember a guy dressed like Napoleon. Because that's what we entered one bar. It was early. It was like 5:30.
Was that you?
No, Baba. You and I, we looked at each
Your
other.
fantasy.
We ran out. Talk about dark moment. Because there was a guy, and they're all 5-6 men, and then that's when the penny dropped. We saw this guy. He had that hat, and I mean, it was like a costume thingy, and we were like we were like prey for predators. We're two young boys, clean shaven. Man, what are you saying? How do you not remember that?
I don't
go to
remember
the
Napoleon.
No, I remember Napoleon, man. Yeah. I remember you laughing a lot, though. I think you found it spectacularly funny.
No, I found you spectacularly funny. I was like, my God, this guy's out of control.
No, man. We were just trying to find a beer and a Sheila. And we got Napoleon. What the fuck, man? All the way in Australia. I had no face to show when I came back. Tell the lads what's going on, man. It was a horrible story. And then the guy I'm with turns out to be a big film star a few years later. I'm like, oh, man. Oh, it's such a shame.
I was a bit of a disaster at that point, I remember, because I was used to driving a manual car. And that was an automatic car.
Was it?
Yeah.
And you had no idea?
I had no idea.
Yeah, it takes a while.
It takes a while, and they wanted to do it right away.
Yeah.
It was like, I couldn't drive the car.
Shit.
And then I turned out to be a rally car driver eventually.
Yeah. But it's amazing. I've just taught my daughter on a manual, and now, of course, she'll be driving automatics going forward. But I just said, let's learn the manual. Because you can go from manual to automatic.
Yeah.
It's a day, man.
Correct.
It's going to take much
and it's a lot more fun, yeah.
It's much more fun. But you never know when you have a manual. This Kunal Kapoor moment will happen to someone. Yeah, because there's a whole generation who doesn't know about manual.
Correct.
And one day you'll get a car, it's an emergency or whatever, and
you got to drive it.
Yeah, you got to drive it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So before we pack up, it's the last thing. What's out right now?
What's out right now is Jewel Thief is out, obviously.
Yeah.
And then...
we can't talk about Ramayana. That's coming much later, actually.
Correct.
And
the Telugu film's up next.
Okay.
Which is in a couple of months.
The one with Chiranjeevi.
Yeah.
All right.
And
talk about that character. No? So what are you? Please don't be the villain.
I am the villain.
Ah, damn it.
Actually, I can't again say so much about it, but yeah, the villain has a lot of
but
has
you like
a journey.
the dark characters?
He's got a journey to it.
Yeah.
It's not just a
just
a villain.
Like Joker?
Not like Joker.
Not that complex. Okay.
But yeah, he's not. He's just not the villain. There's something that happens that turns him.
In the villain's eyes, he's not a villain generally, no?
No, I'm saying even in the audience's eyes, there'll be a journey to the character.
Oh, okay.
He's not just the bad guy.
So without giving it away, there's a graph.
Yeah, there is.
Is what really happens.
Yeah.
I'm understanding. Oh, movies have evolved. I miss my old villains, They're clearly the villain from the first moment when he molests somebody. You know where you stand. You don't have to worry. Hero's the hero, villain's the villain. That's it.
It's all mixed now.
Yeah, the world has changed. Without giving anything away, as we pack up here, do you have a script out there with this dark? Because I'm just, I'm listening to this whole dark thing. I'm quite intrigued. Do you have a character for yourself, which is?
Yeah.
I don't want to go Joker, but I'm trying to think in my head which is the character.
Well, it's not Joker, but it's a.
Even Amitabh in Diwar, going back there, and that's why these characters are so strong, because the human frailty that's so obvious. So is there something?
There was I think I was watching an interview. Was it Javed Akhtar, sir? But basically, he said that in the 70s, there were all these like actors that were playing angry, right? And every actor was playing angry, and Mr. Bachchan was playing pain. So he was angry because he was hurt.
Yeah.
And that's why you loved him.
That's a very
all
good
his
point.
characters were people that were either hurt by society and
it resonated with everybody.
They had a deep pain, and which is why they were angry. Whereas everybody else was just angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kote! It was that. Whereas his was like coming out of another place.
For me, he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Of course, I grew up on the generation, so it's a little different. But I don't think there'll be a presence like Amitabh Bachchan in Hindi films where everything depended on him for that period of time.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
So coming back to my question, so do you have this character?
I have a couple of them actually. Yeah, there's one which I'm particularly excited about. Is about. It's about. It's about two people that are cut from the same cloth, but turn out very different.
One goes this way, one goes that way.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's.
Are you playing both?
No, I'm not playing both. No, it's this. This theory of what is the difference between an anti-hero and a hero, right? Both of them go through like really bad circumstances, but the hero sees the goodness and wants to defend it, and the villain sees everything that's wrong with it, the situation, right, and wants revenge for the situation. So the difference is the circumstances are the same.
The difference is the reaction.
Yeah,
nothing more. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, if two people are cut from the same cloth, born in very similar circumstances, but react to it very differently, what happens?
I'm waiting for that film. Two actors, Kunal and me. But as we say bye to Kunal, he's got a very interesting body of work. Please look out for everything of his. Before we say bye, we have a common friend, horrible man called Saukar, with the same first name as mine. Let's give him a message. No? It's lovely.
Are you on the way? He's probably on the way.
Everybody watches our show and regularly knows Saukar is known for his lateness. He'll be late for his funeral. I'm thinking we'll all be waiting. They'll be, where's Saukar?
But Saukar was on time for his wedding though, which was
That's
pretty remarkable.
He was already there. There was no other way to do it. You had to keep him in Alibag the night before. Yeah.
Handcuffed.
Yeah. He was also particularly happy, which is always a bad sign in a wedding. I was trying to tell him, don't be happy, bro. And 3 days later, K.K. Yeah, oh God, yeah. The deluge started. Yeah, the complaints. All right, Kunal, what's the pet name? What's the Punjabi pet name? There's got to be one funny one.
It's got to be like Kunnu, man.
Not Kunnu. Kunnu is what boys in class will call you.
Horrible.
What did they call you back in the
Kunnu?
The family.
Yeah, horrible.
They never came up with a Larry or something?
Like Punjabi always becomes like it's...
No, that's
the name becomes
anyone,
just small.
That's, no. You have a Vicky or a...
No, I don't have Vicky.
A Dolly or something like that.
No, I wish I did. Something.
All these Western names they have, like Harry and all that. No
There was
connection.
one friend we had whose pet name, his grandmom had given him when he was born, was Kalu because he was dark. And then he was just Kalu. Which is very, very racist, but...
Yeah.
It's just absurd.
It's not racist, they say with love.
Yeah, Kalu. But like, imagine
child doesn't say, hey, Kalu. It's like Kalu, because that's, whatever.
Or Chotu, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like...
Exactly, that's the same.
Height ज़्यादा नहीं है तो उसको छोटू बुलाओ.
Same example. Rest our case. We're off the hook here. Oof. Yeah. All right. That's Kunal Kapoor and me in concert. We'll come back with some more. Next time he's allowed to talk about, I don't know, I think before Ramayana there'll be some other releases, so hopefully we'll get him back.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave you with us rally drivers. I love doing this Hindi movies from the 60s or 70s where they move the steering wheel like it's cardboard.
The body also moves.
Body also moves. And it's a straight road. Huh?
Cyrus says every time, Cyrus says, जब ये कहे तुम सुनो, please.
तमीज़ से बात करना है ना. Important people यार.